Cristiano Ronaldo is just over 30 goals shy of 1,000 career goals. He still has the World Cup with Portugal, alongside the games with Al Nassr and a contract with the Saudi club till June 2027. That's more games available than the goals he needs to achieve the 1,000 mark, cementing his place as the greatest goal scorer ever. But what about Lionel Messi? Can he join Ronaldo in the 1K goals club? The truth is probably not what you think. Cristiano smashed the 900 mark first. Now Messi's right there too, with 896 career goals. Here's where it gets interesting. For Ronaldo, goals have always been the mission. Maybe not at the early stages of his career, but the man himself said
As
this.
I told you, I don't want to be cocky. I scored 16 goals this season. I scored 130. I'm the most goal scorer in the world history. I will put the level even high. Soon I will do it 900, and after I will hit 1,000.
But Messi, goals were never the point. They just arrived along the way. This is the same player who gave away his penalties, chosen assists over hat-tricks, even earning himself the nickname the Brace Man. Messi started his career as a winger, then dropped deep to control games instead of living in the box. Yet he managed to outscore many strikers at their peak, even scoring 91 goals in 2012. No one in history is breaking that record anytime soon, not even Cristiano Ronaldo himself. He didn't build his career like a goal machine, he built it like an artist who just happened to score, which is why this number feels strange. 1,000 goals is supposed to represent obsession, relentlessness, a striker's mentality. But Messi reaching that number would mean something else. It would mean a player who never chased the stats ended up conquering it anyway. And that's where the story changes. Because if Messi hits 1,000, it doesn't just add another trophy to the shelf. It forces us to rethink what greatness even looks like. And that's where this conversation really begins. People talk about Messi and Ronaldo like they're running the same race. The truth is, they're not. Cristiano Ronaldo was born on February 5th, 1985. Lionel Messi was born on June 24th, 1987, meaning Ronaldo is 2 years and 4 months older than Messi. And that gap matters more than people realize. When Ronaldo scored his 900th career goal in September 2024, he was just 5 months away from turning 40. Messi's about to hit that same milestone 5 months before turning 39. Same mountain, different point in time. And this isn't new. At the biggest scoring milestones, Messi almost always got there sooner. 800 career goals, Messi reached it at a younger age. 700 goals, Messi hit that at 32 years old. Ronaldo, 34. And it's not just age, it's efficiency. Messi averages 0.78 goals per game. Ronaldo averages 0.73. That might look like a tiny gap, but it's not. Because when it translates to minutes per goal, Messi scores every 105 minutes, Ronaldo scores every 112 minutes. That's a 7-minute difference per goal. Sounds small, right? But stretch that over 1,000 plus games, and that gap turns into dozens of extra goals. This doesn't mean Ronaldo's goal scoring isn't elite, we all know it is, but because Messi scores slightly more often every time he steps onto the pitch. And that means if we were to actually set the 1,000 goal milestone in his mind, there's a high chance he gets there faster than Ronaldo at their respective ages. So when people say Messi probably won't reach 1,000, they forgot something critical. He doesn't need to match Ronaldo's timeline, he's well ahead of it. But there's also something which we all need to know. Records have never been Messi's goal for playing the game. They just over time become something he's been achieving alongside it. The classic example of this is the Champions League goals and assists record. Did you know that when Ronaldo left Europe in 2022 and Messi left in 2023, he was just 11 goals behind Ronaldo's Champions League goal record? One more proper European season, that record could have been his too, but he didn't stay. The same goes for the assist records too. When they both left Europe, Messi was just 2 assists from equaling Ronaldo's UCL assist record. If he had played one more game, he could have probably obliterated that record too. But unlike Ronaldo, Messi's career choices were never built around stat chasing. His decision to leave Europe was built around family, happiness, football that felt right, all of the things that Paris didn't give him. And yet, even without chasing numbers, even without Europe, even without living in the box, he's still within touching distance of a number that was supposed to belong to only pure strikers. Which raises the real question, if he's this close without trying, what happens if he simply keeps playing? Because the math, it's well on his side. When we talk about Messi and 1,000 goals, we're only looking at the goals he's scored. What we don't always talk about is the goals he didn't take. And this is where Messi is completely different from every other all-time great in football history. Most legends who push past 700, 800 or 900 career goals, the kind who leave defenders shaking their heads for decades, tend to become more selfish with age. More penalties, more tap-ins, more stat padding. Because once you've proven yourself, numbers become everything. But Messi, he does the opposite. We've seen it too many to call it a coincidence. A penalty won in a huge game, crowd buzzing for history, and Messi gives the ball away to a teammate. Sometimes to Suarez, sometimes to Neymar. Other times it's to any young forward waiting to make a name for himself. These are moments that should have been another tick on the goal chart, another notch in the GOAT race, and yet he chooses the extra pass. And this isn't just feel-good storytelling, the numbers back it up. Messi isn't just among the best goal scorers ever, he's also the most prolific assist creator in the history of football. As of 2025, he had over 405 career assists, surpassing Franz Puskas's long-standing mark of 404. And in 2026, he's likely to push that number even higher, continuing to share goals rather than hoard them. This dual threat, elite scorer and elite creator, is almost unheard of. And when you watch him play now, even in the MLS, you see it with your own eyes. In one game, he had a hat-trick of assists. Imagine a player who scores twice in the first half. Most forwards, the kind who chase stats, would spend the rest of the game hunting that hat-trick. Not Messi. He'll score two, then spend the next 45 minutes looking for the extra pass. The one that turns a good attack into a great one. There's a reason fans joke that he's allergic to hat-tricks. He'll happily set up someone else once he's done scoring himself. Penalties tell a similar story. Cristiano's road to 1,000 goals is heavily built on spot kicks, dozens of them. Messi, especially in the later stages of his career, rarely takes them anymore. Part of that is due to his conversion rate, which probably isn't as good as Ronaldo's, but he often wins them, then hands them over. Add that up and you realize something crazy. Messi is near 900 goals while actively choosing not to maximize his numbers. Which means, if he did decide to chase it, take every pen, stay central, hunt stat lines, 1,000 wouldn't be a dream, it would be a countdown. But that leads to the real obstacle, and it's not age or talent, it's something else entirely. And this is the part that decides everything. The only thing that can stop Messi from reaching 1,000 goals is not ability, form, or even motivation. It's availability. Because if Messi plays, he scores. That part of the equation has never changed. The real question is, how often does he play? Since moving to the MLS, Messi's goal rate has actually improved. He's hovering around a goal per game pace, sometimes even better. But there's a catch. The MLS schedule is brutal in a different way. Games are packed into tight windows, long travel, artificial pitches, heat, humidity. And Messi's no longer 25. Muscle management, rest, and minimizing his minutes become currency. We've all seen it. In the few years he's been in the MLS, Messi has suffered injuries, has been substituted a lot, and this is where the 1,000 goal dream lives or dies. If it were about goals, Messi still scores, but in random league games on a Wednesday night, Messi opts not to play them. Statistically, Messi can still reach 1,000 goals. He averages around 30 to 35 goals a season and stays reasonably healthy through his contract years. He doesn't need a miracle. He just needs time on the pitch. But one injury-heavy season, one long layoff, That's the difference between finishing on 1020 or retiring at 963. And the irony, this isn't even a football problem, it's a body management problem. Which brings us to the final question of this entire story. Does Messi care enough to push through that grind for a number he's never chased before? The biggest obstacle between Messi and 1000 goals, it isn't age, and it isn't even injuries. It's Messi himself. Throughout his entire career, Messi has never played for numbers. He's played for moments, for joy, for trophies, for his people. Currently, his only real motivation for still playing is the 2026 World Cup. He already stated he will retire from the national team right after that. And if he somehow manages to win the trophy for a second time, there's a high chance he hangs his boots while he's at the top. But there's still the other part that he has his contract with Inter Miami till 2028. So that leaves a lot to be imagined. If Ronaldo were on 998 goals, he'd play until he hit 1000. Messi, he might retire on 999 and smile like nothing had happened. That's the paradox. Statistically, the path is clear. Contract until 2028, goal rate still elite, international games still coming. The math says yes, he can do it. But Messi's career has never been about math. If he stays healthy, keeps enjoying football, and lets time do its thing, 1000 goals will come quietly, almost accidentally. And somehow, that would be the most Messi way possible. Not chasing history, just playing football.